Welcome back, everybody.
Another episode of Mondays Are for the Nerds. I'm your co-host, Jay Wright.
And I'm your other co-host, Tristan Stump.
And we're glad you joined us again for another weekly recap of this week's nerdy news.
And a bit of last week's because of technical difficulties.
Yes, technical difficulties. We did record a whole episode and then it just decided to crap on us.
Yeah, it's just gone now.
Yep. So you missed all of our news. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Not a whole lot happened last week that I remember. I mean, some releases that I want to talk about, but yeah, so.
Yeah, we'll throw the releases and then I
guess I did talk about my thoughts on Venom, but it's a bit late for that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, you want to give a recap of it?
8 out of 10. Love it. Quotable.
There you go. Yep. That's all we need to know. Did you do anything this week?
Yes, I beat Epic Mickey.
Nice.
First time I ever beaten it. I think the farthest I ever got with, because I owned the original Wii version.
Yeah.
The farthest I had ever got with that was I think Tomorrowland. Mm-hmm. Maybe to the pirate level, but I do not remember the boss fight from Tomorrowland at all until I played it, and I was like, "Oh, this is the boss. That's interesting."
Yeah.
But then I remember the opening level of the pirate area. So I don't know. But I definitely never got anywhere past that. And so, yeah, I beat it. 15-year-old game being remade into, and you know, now's technology. Pretty.
Third time on the podcast, I am actually ordering a game while somebody's talking.
Yeah, really liked it. What else? I played a lot more of a release from last week that I'll talk about when we get to releases. Yes. I went down the nostalgic rabbit hole of old Markiplier videos. I do that. I'll pick a random YouTube channel about this time, and I'll just go down the rabbit hole of watching a lot of older videos and being like, "It's that video's that old? No way!" So I've been doing that with Markiplier. I think last year was Game Grumps or something, and then like various other ones.
Yeah, you know what I've been doing with Smosh games.
Yeah,
I'm finally to 11 months ago.
Jay has this thing about YouTube channels. He treats them like he treats TV shows, where he cannot watch a newest release unless he's watched every other release that came before it.
I do, and I don't know what's wrong with me.
And so it made a little more.
So far behind on Smosh Pit.
It made a little more sense with Good Mythical Morning, because that's somewhat more of a talk variety show.
Those actually have like seasons.
That has they cut themselves in the seasons. There's inside jokes, like that makes sense. Smosh, there's inside jokes, but
I didn't even go all the way back to the beginning for Smosh games. I went 4 years back. I've just been working my way forward
through the COVID years and on. So I'm trying to think of anything else I did this week. I played a little bit of Silent Hill 2 last night with Jacob. We played we after a whole adventure trying to even get a copy. So I played the first bit of it with Jacob, and I'm liking it. I'm the one in control though.
You're moving slowly.
Not moving slowly. Like I'm moving around. It's just that I'm not good at the combat. And
same. I feel I'd be that way.
I immediately got my butt kicked. Like after the tutorial fight, I got hit like once, but it was fine. You get out into like an opening area after the tutorial, and I immediately got my butt kicked.
Slaughtered.
And like I didn't die, but like I got done killing the enemy, and then I was just standing there. And a funny thing about Silent Hill 2, or not funny, like a cool thing I liked, is that there isn't a health meter. The screen just gets like bordered in a red haze,
kind of like what Uncharted does.
And then the a cross, like a health cross, but not filled in red, but like an outline of a health cross, so they don't break the Geneva Conventions. Is there, but then the light on the PS5 controller also will glow red or blink red. Yeah, so I had that going on for me not even first 5 minutes into like the game opening up. I'm like, okay, you can go now, and then an enemy pops up and it just decimates me.
I'm not as prepared for this as I thought it would be.
So yeah, I've only played literally 58 minutes, so that's the extent of what I can say. I don't even have thoughts on the game. I just have thoughts about how bad I am at it.
me whenever I first play a horror game.
I did get another release from this week, but I haven't played it yet. Yeah, I guess that's what I did this week. How about you? What'd you do this week?
I've binged a season and a half of Modern Family, and that's all I've done. I'm house sitting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't really do anything but watch Modern Family and work on my laptop. And by work, I mean notes or like some nerd thing that I'm just like crafting an Excel sheet for nerd's sake.
This would be a good opportunity to like get out a game and like beat it or something.
I didn't bring my PS5, or else I would be playing Squirrel with a Gun.
Yeah,
because I did get that. I do have Squirrel with a Gun. Look forward to the next couple of weeks whenever I do get to play Squirrel with a Gun. I just don't want to lug my PS5 around and like have to unplug it from my TV again, plug it back in like I did for a week with Broforce. That's about all I've done this week. Boring. I did see a movie this week, which we'll get into, but
I think YouTube is literally the only thing I've watched this week. For the last bit, I haven't watched any anime.
Yeah.
I haven't watched any like normal, because I was getting into like I was like watching through King of Queens.
Yeah.
And I just haven't watched anything.
yeah. I like turn Modern Family on for like background noise and I like pay attention to it, but also while I'm doing my thing. And that's why I could just zoom. I'll get like 5 done before I even know it. I'm like, oh no.
Because that's what I was doing with King of Queens. I would put on King of Queens, like, okay, time to wind down and go to bed.
Yeah.
Put on King of Queens, and I would play Papa's Cheeseria
Oh no.
while watching. It's so funny. I don't know if anyone else does this, but I have to do something with my hands while I'm watching TV. I have to draw. I have to do something. Like a mobile game or a DS game or
I do
something.
too. Yeah, I do too.
Nothing I have to
most
pay
part.
too much attention to. If it's a game I have to pay attention to, obviously I won't have the TV on. You
Yeah.
know. But so there's like shows that I have associated with games where it's like, or even when I was in my dorm room, and it was a lot easier to have like my TV on or my computer on while I'm playing a game on the other. Because I'll do that a lot where I'm like, well, this game doesn't have a huge soundtrack, or it's not a game that's story heavy. It's just a game I'm playing around, or I'm completing it or something. So I'll just turn on something like a podcast or something else. So there's like a lot of shows where, for example, Papa's Wingeria, I associate with Frasier. At least currently, because earlier this year I was playing a lot of Papa's Freezeria or Papa's Wingeria after play performances for a play I did earlier this year, and I would put on Frasier. Or
I love that you can associate different Papa games to different shows.
Or I was when I was in my dorm, Sonic Forces. I watched a lot of Big Bang Theory.
Different shows go with different games.
And some other like Critical Role and stuff also with. But anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. That might just be a specifically me thing where it's like you're just trying to, have so much stimulation going on at once. It's like, no, I just sometimes I'll go, well, like the game's soundtrack isn't, or like, I might not want to listen to it all the time. So I'll just play a TV show instead.
Yeah. That's kind of like when I was playing some of the Assassin's Creed and games, and I was just like kind of going through it just to finish it. I'd like throw on headphones and listen to music.
Yeah,
Doing it.
I do that with Minecraft. If I'm ever
Yeah,
if I'm ever playing Minecraft, I don't listen to the Minecraft soundtrack. I put everything, including sound effects, on mute because I'm usually not playing in survival mode. I'm just like chilling, just building stuff. I'll turn on lo-fi or something and just do that. I did. There was another game. It wasn't Minecraft. I did that with. Oh, Power Wash Simulator. You turn on some
stuff like that where it's like just time.
Mindless,
Yeah.
I had the House Flipper. I think I did the same thing with House Flipper.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything with like if I'm playing Psychonauts 2 or something,
Yeah. Should I get my releases?
I suppose so. Yeah, not a whole lot of small talk. I was gonna go more in the Markiplier thing. I'm like, I guess not.
Do you want to?
No,
No.
because I forgot to, and it's too late now.
too late.
I can't retroactively go back. And,
That is true. Like splice it out here, put it there.
yeah.
All right. So I'll include last week's releases on the VOD, on the movie side of things, on VOD/digital. On Monday, November 11th, we got A Sudden Case of Christmas. All the Christmas movies are coming out now. An American couple bring their 10-year-old daughter, Claire, to her grandfather's hotel in Italy to tell her that they are separating, hoping to bring them back together. Claire asks the entire family to celebrate one last Christmas together, even though it's August. And why did I include this? Starring Danny DeVito. In theaters, on Friday, November 8th, we got Elevation, set in the post-apocalyptic Rocky Mountains. A single father and 2 women venture from the safety of their homes to face monstrous creatures to save the life of a young boy. We got the release of Heretic. 2 young women of faith are lured into a cat-and-mouse game in the home of an eccentric man whom they are attempting to convert. Got the release of The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. Centers on the Herdmans, absolutely the worst kids in the history of the world, but this Christmas they're taking over their local church pageant, and they just might unwittingly teach a shocked community the true meaning of Christmas.
Fun fact. Best worst Christmas pageant ever was the second ever play I did when I first moved here. Yeah, I played the little brother of the family that like there's the girl that narrates it about the crazy family. I played that girl's younger brother.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so that's kind of like a funny, it's like I almost want to watch it just to see like,
Yeah, I want to see it because I love Pete Holmes.
Oh, Pete Holmes is in it?
I think he's the dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then Judy Greer is the mom.
Wonder if this will connect her to Seinfeld any shorter.
Anyway, that's a callback. We got the release of Small Things Like These. The events of this story unfold during Christmas in the year 1985. Bill Furlong, a dedicated father, stumbles upon surprising secrets held by the nearby convent. In the process, he also uncovers shocking truths about his own life. Got the expansion of Conclave and the limited release of The Piano Lesson. A family clash over an heirloom piano explodes. The battle between brother, played by John David Washington, and sister, played by Danielle Deadweiler. One hopes to sell it, the other refuses to give it up, unleashes haunting truths about how the past is perceived and who defines a family legacy. And on Friday, November 15th, the big release in theaters was Red One, when a villain kidnaps Santa Claus from the North Pole, and ELF, extremely large and formidable. It's not the actual name, I found out. Operative joins forces with the world's most accomplished tracker to find him and save Christmas. I did watch it today.
Literally today, yeah.
Literally today. It was all right.
It was all right.
It was all right. There was obviously had its flaws. I give it a solid 5 out of 10.
Oof.
Yeah. I'm not going any higher than a 5 because like I laughed a couple times, but like most of the funny parts was like in the trailer.
I'm probably gonna go watch it and love it if I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, it's one where I'm like I liked it more than I thought I would based on what I was hearing from it about it. That's what I meant to say.
Okay.
I thought I was gonna go ahead and be like, this is boring, but it was actually. I mean, it was all right. It was right. I don't hate it. It's a good time. It's all right. I think 5 might have been no more than a 6.
Okay.
No more than a 6, but no lower than a 5. Trey told me, he's like, I'm gonna watch it when it's on Netflix where it belonged.
It does seem
it gives that
like
vibe, a red notice.
Direct to DVD, and I guess direct to streaming is just the modern day direct to DVD. But it does seem like
with a big budget.
You know, and there were Christmas movies with big budgets that went out directly to DVD a lot, like back in the day. So it seems like one of those where it's like, yeah, we got a somewhat sizable cast.
I mean, it's got Dwayne Johnson, it's got J.K. Simmons, Chris Evans, Lucy Liu, Nick Kroll's in there. I forget who else, but there's one more. I'm like, I know her face.
It's no All of the Other Reindeer, but
what?
All of the Other Reindeer?
No, I've never heard of that.
Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer?
I've seen that one.
What are all the different Christmas specials that are like the ones that people don't bring up? I mean, people bring up Grandma Got Ran Over Reindeer a lot. I will defend that movie that is a hill.
Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer?
Yes. Is it bad? Absolutely. But that is the point. I'm telling you, the song itself is a Christmas classic, but only because you roll your eyes at it like...
Because Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
You know, that is the one that so many grandmas around the world are like, turn that song off.
Yeah. Christmas movies are cheesy now, and I got one. Just wait.
Anyway, so... all that to say, yeah, I agree. It totally...
It gives a Netflix vibe.
Gives off a Netflix.
But it's like, it's MGM, so it's going to go to like Prime. On the streaming side of things, on Wednesday, November 6th, we got the first of a new Netflix Christmas movie, Meet Me Next Christmas. In pursuit of a fairy tale romance with a man of her dreams, Layla must race through New York City to get her hands on the hottest ticket in town, the sold-out Pentatonix Christmas Eve concert. And on Wednesday, November 13th, we got the documentary Return of the King, The Rise and Fall of Elvis Presley on Netflix. He had one chance to show the world he was still the king of rock and roll. Discover the story behind Elvis Presley's triumphant 68 comeback special. We got the release of Emilia Perez on Netflix, and also on Netflix, Hot Frosty. Have you seen this? It's got one of the girls from Mean Girls, the original.
Hot Frosty?
Yeah.
That sounds like something you shouldn't look up on Urban Dictionary.
Oh, I got the synopsis for you. 2 years after losing her husband, Kathy magically brings a handsome snowman to life. Through his naivete, the snowman helps Kathy to laugh, feel, and love again as the two fall for each other just in time for the holidays. ... And before he melts.
Is this Jack Frost but a Hallmark movie.
The thing I saw on TikTok where like she goes by these like snowmen, and one of them is very clearly like modeled after a man, but it's the only one without a scarf. So she places her scarf on it, and then it comes to life. Guys, go to Netflix and watch Hot Frosty. I saw that and I was like, what is this?
That's one of those like made up, like that's like a movie that Bart is watching on the television before the actual episode starts.
You're like, should we be watching
Hi,
this right
I'm
now?
Troy McClure. You might remember me from movies such as Hot Frosty.
I kind of want to hate watch it.
Me too.
Hot Frosty. Oh, okay. Got one more movie release. On Friday, November 15th, we got the release of The Night Before Christmas in Wonderland on Hulu. Did you know this existed?
The Night Before Christmas in Wonderland?
In Wonderland. Santa Claus, voiced by Gerard Butler, receives a delayed letter from the Princess of Hearts on Christmas Eve, leading him to journey into Wonderland where he must confront the Christmas-hating Queen of Hearts, played by Emilia Clarke, and convince her of the holiday spirit with the help of Alice, played by Simone Ashley, the Mad Hatter, and March Hare, all while navigating the chaotic world of Wonderland.
The Princess of Hearts? Why are they making up characters? There's probably someone who could... The Queen of... The White Queen?
We just got Descendants 4.
The King of Hearts?
Yeah. Make him be...
Alice?
Should I move on to TV? Let's
yes,
get past
please.
This. Okay. On the TV side of things, we don't got a lot. Thursday, November 7th, we saw the Season 4B of Outer Banks released on Netflix. Citadel Honey Bunny Season 1 released on Amazon Prime Video. And The Day of the Jackal Season 1 dropped on Peacock. Saturday, November 9th, saw Arcane Season 2A released on Netflix. Sunday, November 10th, saw the Season 5B premiere of Yellowstone on Paramount Network, not Paramount Plus. Thursday, November 14th, saw the series premiere of Cross on Amazon Prime Video and the series premiere of Harry Potter Wizards of Baking on Food Network. And Friday, November 15th, saw the Season 6B of Cobra Kai on Netflix, Silo Season 2 on Apple TV Plus, and the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight on Netflix, if you were able to watch it with a buffering. I just start reading off a short film.
I didn't watch it. My dad attempted to. He only got the first few rounds and then the final round, and that's all he was able to watch. It wasn't.
Boring.
He told me it wasn't much of a fight.
Arcane Season 2B also dropped today on Saturday, November 16th on Netflix. In shorts, a stop-motion Over the Garden Wall short released by Aardman on November 3rd to celebrate the show's 10th anniversary. And an Almost Christmas Story released on Disney+. Moon, a curious young owl, finds herself trapped in a Christmas tree destined for Rockefeller Plaza in New York City. Trying to escape the city, Moon befriends a lost little girl named Luna. Together, they embark on an adventure.
November 5th, we had Death Note Killer Within on PlayStation and PC from devs Grounding Inc. and publisher Bandai Namco. Death Note Killer Within is an online social deduction game for up to 10 players. Players will be split into 2 teams with different objectives. To win the game, players will need to figure out each other's identities and either eliminate L, who threatens Kira's power, or seize Death Note. We also had Metal Slug Tactics on all major platforms from devs Lakir Studios and publisher Dotemu and Gamera Games. Metal Slug makes an explosive return. Dive into this dynamic tactical RPG with a roguelite thrill and experience the iconic run-and-gun action of the original series redefined. Grab your weapons, assemble your squad, and conquer the battlefield to defeat the infamous Rebel Army. November 6th, we had Mirthwood on PC from devs Bad Ridge Games and publisher V Publishing. Embark on an enchanting journey and brave ferocious creatures in an immersive medieval fantasy world. Will you settle a homestead to live a life of farming and trade, or pick up the sword and take up the adventurer's path? As well as Planet Coaster 2 on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation from Frontier Developments. Build and customize thrilling roller coasters and incredible water slides. Manage the ultimate theme park experience and share your epic creations. Are you ready to ride the wave? November 7th, Ark of Sharon on PC from devs Angu Inc. and publisher Sunsoft. Build a mobile fortress on the back of a giant and mysterious walking tree and embark on a journey in this merge of tower defense and colony simulation. Atomic Panic on PC from devs Bitcake Studio and publisher Mad Mushroom. Swing and dash across the wasteland to slay monsters, smash loot, pinatas, and synergize your upgrades with powerful weapons in this co-op roguelike shooter. Magical Bakery on all major platforms from devs Superlumen and publisher Sodesco. Experience a life full of magic, challenges, and the joy of creating sweets that will leave a spellbinding impression on your customers. Become the ultimate magical baker and prove yourself worthy to inherit the Magical Bakery. River City Saga 3 Kingdoms next on PC, Switch, and PlayStation from Arc System Works. In this second part of the River City Saga 3 Kingdoms, our beloved hot-blooded high schooler from River City, Cuneo, charges his way through the apex chapter of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, the Battle of Wuzang Plains. Experience a comedic twist on the classic tale featuring a cast of over 100 characters. And Mario and Luigi Brothership on Switch and Nintendo from Acquire, the brothers return for a brand new adventure to the high seas. When the Uni Tree is destroyed and the world of Concordia is broken apart, Mario and Luigi must try to reconnect a fractured world one island at a time.
Yes, and?
I have been playing it quite a bit. I talked about my thoughts last week, but I'd only gotten to play it a little bit. Now I've gotten to play it quite a bit. So I'm almost glad for those technical difficulties because I actually get to give it like a fair review. I give it a solid 8 out of 10.
Nice.
I think some of the complaints people have are only because they're so used to the original games, or they made themselves so excited for it that it was almost inevitably that they were going to be let down.
Yeah.
That being said, a lot of complaints people have said, I also have. You don't completely control Luigi in the overworld. He's controlled by AI in a lot of places in such a way that it almost makes it a little awkward to traverse around a little bit. And it makes sense. They want Luigi to do a lot more. Like, they're really focusing on Luigi in this, which the series has always done. It's always been like kind of give Luigi a lot of character moments and stuff. So you'll press the L button to have him go and do stuff, pluck flowers, hit a button,
Squeeze through
a fence, push a fat kid out of a window, like that he's been stuck in. That's all the context I'll give. So it makes sense. Like, okay, you want Luigi's going to be a little less controllable because you're going to have Luigi go do stuff. That's fine, but the actual like jumping around platforming is a little interrupted by the fact that I'm so used to being able to press B to get Luigi to jump across gaps with me that Luigi jumping across gaps on his own gets delayed by me pressing B to have him jump, because B still makes him jump, but it doesn't. It's not for jumping. Like it's almost like, why do you even have him jump? Like, let us give him the ability to jump, other than to possibly strike first in battle. So that's a little awkward in fights. When you in the older games, you would press the L button to cancel if you wanted to not do something you accidentally selected, because B was to control Luigi. Now, B still controls Luigi when he's attacking, but to select, you also press A like you do with Mario, and then you press B to cancel. So that's a little odd. It's like my nitpicks are they fixed things that weren't broke. The pacing is a little weird. That's another complaint I've heard people have. I don't think it's a detriment to the game, but it is definitely noticeable, because the point of the game is you're going to these different islands to connect them to the Unitree, but that means that every time you're done with an island, the story basically gets interrupted unless it's a big story island, and then a little bit of story happens in the hub world. But if you're just going from island to island for a little bit, because sometimes the game would just be like, okay, go to the next few islands and then we'll regroup. Between each island, if you got everything your first time on an island, then you're just wandering around the tiny hub world until the boat makes it to the next island. So the story kind of gets stopped a little bit. It's starting to get a little better. Like, the story is starting to kind of ramp up, but it is a little bit of that's why the game gives you so much to do, though, because not only are you looking for new islands, you're looking for rock formations, which can help you unlock stuff. There are new paths are always unlocked whenever you finish the island, so that gives you incentive to go back to the island. But it's usually not enough to make up that time between islands. But there's side quests. There is a hidden character on every island that you have to find for another. It's, they give you lots to do, but it's almost not enough. they're basically like, if there's a side quest, which there haven't been as many side quests as the game makes you think like you're going to run into, and then they're grinding, which is fine. You need to, like, this is one of those games where I will say you probably want to just keep fighting. The combat's still fun. Like I said, this is almost me nitpicking it. They're fixing a lot of things that aren't broke, and there's just some pacing issues the game has. But like, I don't really care about performance all that much. So any complaints about performance, I'm like, whatever. The game looks pretty, so that's it. I'm used to the new Mario and Luigi voices now. Anyway, so that being that long rant short, I give it an 8 out of 10. Very solid game. Not as good as in my opinion, not as so far, because I haven't beat it. Not as good as Bowser's Inside Story or the original. But it might be better than like Paper Jam, maybe Dream Team. Dream Team I have a soft spot for, but anyway.
Nice.
November 8th, we had Slitterhead on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC from Bokeh Game Studio, set in the densely cluttered streets of Kowloon, filled with obscurity and chaos. This battle action adventure game casts players as Hyoki, an entity devoid of memory and physical form. His only motive is to eradicate the monstrous beings known as Slitterheads, crawling around the city, disguising themselves as humans. Roaming the vibrant neon-lit cityscape, players must seek out allies among humans known as rarities, infiltrate and track dangerous organizations, and engage in battles harnessing the power of blood. As the suspenseful drama unfolds, delve into the mystery behind Hyoki's existence and the appearance of the Slitterheads. I did want to bring up one random thing from last week that I'm going to just say with my releases, just because I see it. Konami did confirm that Jodie Benson was a voice actor in Metal Gear Solid 3. That's just a random aside, just because I saw it in my notes from last week. But moving on to my releases from this week specifically, November 11th, we had Everhome on PC from devs Chonky Loaf and publisher NDIO. Lily was spirited away to a mysterious island. As her memories fade, everyone seems to know her and her quest for her missing sister. It's time to establish a homestead, meet your friendly Everfolks, then learn their secrets and solve the mystery of Everhome in this open-ended minimalist RPG. On November 12th, we had Farming Simulator 25 on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation from Giant Software. Farming Simulator 25 invites you to join the rewarding farm life, single-handedly or cooperatively in multiplayer. This farm is your farm. That is almost like Retail Simulator, where it's like those who don't live that life might find the game fun.
Yeah, exactly.
But those who do live the life are like...
Both of those... For me, don't want to play it.
I do own Supermarket Simulator because it's like set up you set the prices of everything. You set the shelves. But I played it for 30 minutes, maybe an hour, and was like,
I don't want to do this anymore.
I'm having flashbacks. I'm done. On November 12th, we also had Is This Game Trying to Kill Me on PC and Stately Stale. A mix of horror and first-person puzzle. You are trapped inside a cabin deep in the forest, and its owner offers to play a computer game in exchange for your freedom. But the cabin and the game are much more connected than you might think. Traps from the game begin to appear in reality, and your actions in the cabin appear to affect the game. And very soon you realize that the stake in this game is your life. Tetris Forever on all major platforms from Digital Eclipse. Celebrate 40 years of Tetris with 15-plus games, a new game, and documentary videos. Rise of the Golden Idol on all major platforms from devs Color Gray Games and publisher Playstack. The award-winning detective saga returns in this standalone sequel to The Case of the Golden Idol. Uncover the truth behind 20 strange cases of crime, death, and depravity in the 1970s. The world has changed dramatically. The sins of humanity have not. We also got Void Souls on PC from devs Finite Reflection Studios and publisher Modern Wolf. Illuminate the shadows in this approachable but relentless top-down minimalist Souls-like. Gather souls, level up, and uncover secrets to fight your way through this abstract fantasy. We also got Glitch Walkers DLC for Astroneer and Paper Perjury on PC from Papercat Games. It all started with a simple robbery. When that thread was pulled, a tapestry of mysteries was revealed. Solve cases and outsmart criminals in a detective story full of lives, confessions, and maybe even a murder or two. November 13th, we had Songs of Silence on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC from Shimura Entertainment. Songs of Silence is a next-generation turn-based strategy game. It features a unique mix of kingdom and army management, hero development, and real-time combat. November 14th was the release of Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake on all major platforms from Square Enix and Arts Inc. Art Quest III HD 2D Remake is a stunning reimagining of the beloved masterpiece and narrative beginning to the Erdrick trilogy. I cannot wait to play it. That is the game I got this week. Yes. It's an RPG, so I have other games I got to finish first. It's also a remake of a very old game, so it's like, you know, it's relatively short because it's an old game, but like I'll get to it when I get to it.
Yeah.
We also, on November 14th, had Lego Horizon Adventures on PlayStation, PC, and Switch from Guerrilla Games and Studio Gabo and publisher PlayStation. Join Machine Hunter Alloy as she leads a colorful crew of heroes on a quest to save the world and learn the secrets of her past. Dive into boundless adventure, customize your heart to your heart's content, and take on action-packed friends solo or with friends, or battles solo or with friends.
Is it getting good reviews?
I've heard it's fine.
People say it's mixed.
I've heard it's fine. Little Big Adventure, Twinson's Quest on all major platforms from devs 2.21 and publisher Microids. Step into Twinson's fantastical world in this action-adventure remake. Little Big Adventure, Twinson's Quest brings brand new visuals, new music by the original composer, and smoother gameplay to the iconic classic released back in 1994. Matsuro Palette on all major platforms from dev Sleeping Museum and publisher Kemco. Survive 7 days with a cursed painting. Rely on notes from past victims and manage to successfully paint her portrait. But be careful not to upset her or you'll quickly find yourself dead. An assortment of terminal tablius awaits you. Will you be the one to finally finish her? Nairi Rising Tides on PC and Switch from devs Home Bear Studio and publisher Houndpicked Games. Explore a lively oasis city filled with charming characters, forgotten ruins, and ominous conspiracies in the second chapter of Nairi, a narrative puzzle adventure about Nairi's perilous quest to save her family. And Pettit Island on all major platforms from devs Zello Games and publisher Sodesco. Welcome to the beautiful and tropical Pettit Island. Relive your grandpa's youthful adventures by exploring the island and meeting all the unique islanders in this heartwarming open-world narrative exploration game. Preserve his memories before they fade away. And Rage of Dragons Neo on all major platforms from Cubite Interactive. Engage in intense tag team battles in Rage of the Dragons Neo. Play the cult classic among the fans of fighting games with brand new exclusive content. And Ved on all major platforms.
It's just the way you say and.
Ved on all major platforms from devs Caraclan and publisher Fulcrum Publishing. Ved is a story-driven, hand-drawn RPG with a unique turn-based combat system and roguelike elements. Set in 2 different worlds, Ved tells the story of Cyrus, a young hero who sets out on a quest to become a master of sword and magic and save everything he knows from destruction. And finally, on November 15th, we had King of Ping Pong Megamix on PC from Suspicious Jam. Table tennis meets arcade fighter in this fast-paced, action-packed journey to become the best in the world. Defeat a series of quirky characters utilizing quick wit and precise timing to secure victory in increasingly challenging matches. That looked like it had PlayStation 1 graphics, but the gameplay was if ping pong was Punch-Out, is what it looked like to me.
What?
Like you have a character where every opponent is a specific boss, and you have to learn their patterns and different things. So that kind of looked fun. Right? I might have to check that out.
I feel like intrigued by that one.
Those are my releases for this week.
In posters this week, we got the 20th anniversary poster for the Polar Express, the poster for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, A Nonsense Christmas with Sabrina Carpenter, Squid Game Season 2. The 10th anniversary re-release of Interstellar, and The Agency. In terms of trailers and teasers, we got the first trailer for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, releasing May 23rd in theaters. Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy, releasing February 13th on Peacock. Mary, releasing December 6th on Netflix. Arcane Season 2B, which dropped on November 15th on Netflix. Secret Level, releasing December 10th on Amazon Prime Video. The Boy and the Octopus short film, releasing sometime in the winter on Disney+. The Amateur, releasing April 11th in theaters. We got the trailer for the Family Guy Christmas Special, releasing November 25th on Hulu. Which, by the way, I did watch the Halloween one with Lynn Powell to this week.
Yeah.
It's my first full Family Guy episode I've watched.
What'd you think of it?
I like Glen Powell.
You liked the Glen Powell? There's some episodes of Family Guy that we need to sit down and watch.
Yeah.
Because that probably wasn't a good first Family Guy episode.
I mean,
Especially
I watched
'cause
it, I was watching it just for Glen Powell. And
Yeah.
I'm like, this
there's
is
a lot of
Glen
character
Powell.
dynamics that are almost like, you might have had to watch some other episodes to kind of like almost immediately
Like the
not
whole
be
thing
like,
with the dude's wife.
Yeah.
And I was like, got the trailer for The Night Agent Season 2 releasing January 23rd on Netflix. First trailer for Back in Action releasing January 17th on Netflix. The Madness releasing November 28th on Netflix. And the Doctor Who Christmas special Joy to the World releasing on Christmas on BBC and Disney+. In release dates, the Abbott Elementary and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia crossover will premiere on January 8th on ABC. I'm assuming it will be the first episode after the Christmas break. The Last of Us Season 2 will release in spring 2025. The final episodes of Cobra Kai will release on February 13th on Netflix. A Star Wars movie will no longer release in December 26th. Disney has removed the date from their release calendar. However, Ice Age 6 got a release date of December 18th, 2026. So I wonder if that took its spot. And like Lucasfilm was like, really? Ice Age 6 beat us? In castings, Andra Day has been cast as Athena and Percy Jackson in the Olympian Season 2. Mark Rylance is being eyed to play Dumbledore in the Harry Potter series. Wife and Dog, Benedict Cumberbatch, Rosamund Pike, and Anthony Hopkins have been cast in Guy Ritchie's next movie, described as a, quote, return to the colorful, backstabbing world of the British aristocracy, similar to The Gentleman. Avatar: The Last Airbender Season 2 released a bunch of castings for this week. Chen Han has been cast as Long Feng, Justin Chin as King Kui, Hoa Zhuande as Professor Zai. I apologize for the butchering of any of these names. Amanda Zhu as Judy, Crystal Yu as Lady Beifong. Clemente Misapika as the Boulder, and Lourdes Faberes as General Sung.
wrong, it's Boulder.
The Boulder?
No, I'm kidding. It's the Boulder.
I was about to. You could have convinced me.
The Boulder, you had to have heard the Boulder bit, right? Where
No.
the Boulder is conflicted about harming this little girl.
Oh, I have seen.
The Boulder is no longer conflicted.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who voiced him. I'm pretty sure it was a WWE wrestler that voiced him in the original.
That makes sense. I
Anyway.
remember hearing that meme.
Yeah.
That meme now.
Okay.
Lupita Nyong'o will now officially star in Christopher Nolan's next film. Lady Gaga was cast in Wednesday Season 2. Sophie Turner's in the final talks to star as Lara Croft in the live-action Tomb Raider show. And Conan O'Brien will host the 97th Oscars, taking place on March 2nd, 2025, which I kind of called.
You did kind of call unintentionally, yeah.
And now on to your miscellaneous.
Yes, some of my miscellaneous news. Nintendo held a Nintendo Direct November 11th detailing the Donkey Kong Country expansion of Super Nintendo World at Universal Japan opening in 2025. Questcraft and Gaming Factory have announced Pizza Slice, a pizzeria simulator game releasing in 2025 on PC for a limited time beginning November 12th. Overwatch will have a classic mode featuring the original hero roster, abilities, and maps of the original Overwatch. Stellar Blade and Nier Automata collaboration DLC has been announced and will be available November 20th. Or is it Nier Automata?
I have no idea.
I've always said Automata. I have no idea. Hello Neighbor 3 has been announced. G.I. Joe Wrath of Cobra will make its way to consoles November 21st. Moana 2 content has been revealed for Minecraft. Monster Hunter Outlanders, an open-world action mobile game in the Monster Hunter series, has been announced. RPG The Thaumaturge will release on December 4th on PS5 and Xbox. It is available now for PC. 3D platformer Mysk, A Tiny Tale, has been revealed for PC and Switch to be released in 2025. Or I think it's been re-revealed. I think it was teased like a long time ago. Mm-hmm. JDM, Japanese Drift Master, will be released in spring of 2025 on PC. Project Overkill has been announced, a 3D action RPG acting as a prequel to Dungeon Fighter Online. Upcoming MOBA Supervive will enter an open beta on November 20th. Mists of Pandaria will arrive to World of Warcraft Classic in 2025. World of Warcraft has also announced that player homes will be coming to the game in an upcoming update. Yeah, that game does not have player bases.
What game is it?
World of Warcraft. I always thought, oh yeah, I would have like a room for you to like put the things you've collected over the...
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't. No. Apparently that's only a thing that like games like Club Penguin and stuff had. But I've always thought like, because
I
I
thought that was
swear
in the same
TV,
vein
I swear in
as-
TV shows they've been played games like that, and it showed it's like, yeah, I'll show you my house.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I guess everything they show on TV isn't true. Who
It's
knew?
a lie.
Farming sim RPG Seeds of Calamity, previously under the name Pine Valley Village, has been announced. The demo of the classic JRPG-inspired game is available now on Steam. Survival action RPG Atomfall arrives on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC March 27th, 2025. TMNT Dimensions content has been added to Fortnite. Sakuna of Rice and Ruin spin-off Sakuna Chronicles Kokoroa, the Gears of Creation, has been announced. Guardians of the Galaxy content is coming to Fall Guys. Shopkeeping simulation game Trash Goblin has entered early access, and Highway Police Simulator comes to PS5, Xbox, and PC December 5th. And that is my miscellaneous news for this week.
Buckle up.
Oh boy.
Because HBO Max and Disney Plus both released teasers for their upcoming shows. It's just rapid fire, but it's like a lot. In new looks, we got a first clip release of Dune Prophecy. In the HBO and Max upcoming shows teaser, we got new looks at The Sex Lives of College Girls Season 3, the limited series Get Millie Back, It, Welcome to Derry, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and The Last of Us Season 2. In the Disney Plus upcoming shows teaser, we got new looks at Star Wars Skeleton Crew, Goosebumps The Vanishing, and Percy Jackson and the Olympians Season 2. Sonic the Hedgehog 3, we got some new looks for the second week in a row on the pod. New look at Shadow, Gerald Robotnik, and Dr. Robotnik. They said it will put a lot of focus and care into the Shadow and Maria story, saying, quote, a lot of care and a lot of love has gone into telling Shadow's story and giving fans the best movie version of the character imaginable.
Good.
Yeah. And they also said it will introduce a new character at the end of the film to set up future films. And we got a new look at Scarlett Johansson from Jurassic World Rebirth. And first looks, again, we're back to the HBO Max upcoming shows teaser. Got first looks at the following. Bookie Season 2, Hard Knocks in season with the AFC North. First look at Walton Goggins in The White Lotus Season 3, Righteous Gemstones Season 4, Celtic City, and just like that, Season 3, Hacks Season 4, Pee-wee as himself, a 2-part documentary, Duster, The Rehearsal Season 2, 100-Foot Wave, The Pit, Task, which is a series, follows an FBI task force put in a Philadelphia suburb to stop a string of drug house robberies led by an unsuspecting family man, The Gilded Age Season 3, The Chair Company, co-written and starring Tim Robinson. The series follows a man who finds himself investigating a far-reaching conspiracy after an embarrassing incident at work. Season 2 of Conan O'Brien Must Go, and the untitled Rachel Sennott Project, which follows a codependent friend group that reunites. In the Disney Plus upcoming shows teaser, we got our first look at Andor Season 2, including our first look at K2SO. First look at Alien Earth, The Bear Season 4, Paradise, Good American Family, and The Handmaid's Tale Season 6. Mission Impossible Final Reckoning we got the first look at. First look at Tom Cruise returning as Ethan Hunt, and first look at Angela Bassett confirming to be returning. Our first look at Nick Offerman as well. Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy, gave us our first look at Renee Zellweger, Colin Firth, and Hugh Grant returning. Die, My Love, first look at Robert Pattinson, Jennifer Lawrence, and Lakeith Stanfield. We got our first look at Ben Mendelsohn returning as Krennic in Andor, A Star Wars Story Season 2. First behind-the-scenes look at Predator Badlands, and they said it will feature the Predator as the protagonist. And our first set video was released of Ted Season 2. In box office earnings, The Wild Robots passed $300 million worldwide. Glenn Powell news for the fourth week in a row. We got a new look at Chad Powers via the Disney Plus upcoming shows teaser. And when he asked about reports saying that Tom Cruise wants him to lead the Mission Impossible franchise after he's gone, he said, quote, Mom would never let me do that. I love him. I love him so much. In new announcements, we got Hiro Murai is set to make his feature directorial debut with a new Japanese samurai film for A24. Murai has previously directed most episodes of Atlanta, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and Childish Gambino's This Is America music video. An Idle Hands remake is in the works at Sony. Finn Wolfhard and Billy Burke are writing the script. A Game of Thrones movie is officially in the works. A Friday Night Lights reboot is in the works. The series will be set in the same universe as the original, but with new characters. A remake of Forbidden Planet is in the works at Warner Brothers, with Brian K. Vaughan writing the script. Godzilla Minus One director Takashi Yamazaki is directing his first English-language film, Grand Gear, for Sony. J.J. Abrams is producing the film for a theatrical release. Zack Snyder is set to direct an action thriller set inside the Los Angeles Police Department for Netflix. The film is described as Zack Snyder's first truly grounded film, and a sequel to Under Paris is in the works at Netflix. In miscellaneous news, Denzel Washington said he will retire from acting after his next batch of films. He said he will be in a film about the military leader Hannibal, a new film with Steve McQueen, a film adaptation of Othello, and a King Lear project, as well as something we will bring up later on in the episode. And this week, we got our first look at the How to Train Your Dragon live action movie. Got our first look at Hiccup in the arena. It looks perfect. It looks perfect. I've already told you everything about this.
Yeah.
I think, in my opinion, the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy is my favorite trilogy of all time in anything. And I hold How to Train Your Dragon 2 in such high regard. Like, it's almost, depending on my mood, it's up there with the Lego Movie. Like, if I want to watch something to cry, How to Train Your Dragon 2. So I have so much high hope for this film. And with Dean DeBlois returning, he directed the first three, and I believe he wrote it as well.
At least 3. He wrote at least 3.
Wrote at least 3, but he directed all 3 of them, and he came back to direct this. He said when it was proposed, or whenever he was told that it was going to be remade into a live action movie, he wanted to direct it. He's like, let me handle this. And he also said it allows for the stakes to be, quote, dialed up, having a fully credible photoreal dragon stomping around trying to kill him. Sounds awesome. And Gerard Butler revealed that his costume as Stoic in the live action remake will be very accurate to the animated movie. He says the costume was 90 pounds with several layers of Viking gear and a massive fake beard. I'm so excited for this movie. June 13th, 2025 cannot come soon enough because I will be there on opening night and probably every night after that.
You're just going to take off work.
yeah, for a full week.
for the first week, just
every single showing, I'll be like, take my money.
The poor people at the Alamo are going to be like, oh, it's him again.
He's back. Every single show.
You never left, so your popcorn refills are taken. They're just there. They just go to the manager like,
so
do we
sick
need to
of me.
start charging him for new popcorn at some point? Or, I mean, our policy is the
bottomless. That is all my miscellaneous news I have this week.
Anniversaries this week. We had on November 10th, the 55th anniversary of Change of Habit, Elvis Presley's final film role, and the 55th anniversary of Sesame Street. We also had the 10th anniversary of Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Sesame Street. I had a bunch of Elmo being sassy clips pop up on my feed the other day.
He was on Chicken Shop Date, and apparently they brought Rocco back.
Yeah, and he was like, why'd you bring him here? And the host is like, oh, can you hand Rocco this note? And Elmo's like, well, what does it say? And it says you rock. And Elmo's just like, that's cute.
I love Sassy Elmo. My therapist, Sassy Elmo can't hurt you.
I love when Sesame Street characters get to be on not Sesame Street because then they get to act a little more Muppet.
Yeah, like when Cookie Monster was on Good Mythical Morning. At least twice, I think, wasn't it? For sure
I
once.
think so.
But he was
for
like
sure
kind of insane and unhinged.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, whenever the Sesame Street characters don't have to be purely educational and they can just... It's just so great.
They're just riffing.
Rocco, especially Elmo's like his beef with Rocco. And then what was it? He was on Jimmy Kimmel Cooking, and like the way he says balsamic vinegar, everyone was obsessed with. On November 11th, we had the 30th anniversary of The Santa Claus and the 30th anniversary of Interview with the Vampire. And aside about that, I've never watched it, but I have watched the All Grown Up episode, Interview with the Campfire, multiple times because it was on there was a compilation DVD of Nickelodeon episodes. It's called Nick Picks, and it was just a random assortment of Nickelodeon. So the DVD I had was Nick Picks 2, I think. They did multiple. And the All Grown Up episode they had, you know what All Grown Up is, right?
I've heard of it.
It's the Rugrats, but they're older.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, that was it was Halloween special where they go to a summer camp, and it's like a 2-parter episode. And they get lost in the woods and spooky stuff happens. And They're Susie and Angelica are fighting over this boy that's supposedly handsome, and the whole twist is at the very end. They're like, oh man, all that, there were no ghosts, and they look back and the handsome boy's eyes are red and he just disappears and it's like he was the ghost the whole time. And I remember that freaking the heck out of like 5-year-old me.
Yeah.
Anyway. We also had the 25th anniversary of Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, the 20th anniversary of Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, the 10th anniversary of Assassin's Creed Rogue and Unity, and the 10th anniversary of Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham.
I didn't know Rogue and Unity released at the same time.
Apparently they did, yeah.
That was before I had a console anyway, so
yeah,
not like I was paying attention.
On November 12th, we had the 5th anniversary of Disney Plus, which also includes the 5th anniversary of shows such as The Mandalorian, Forky Asks a Question, movies like Noelle and Lady and the Tramp. Also on November 12th, we had the 20th anniversary of Finding Neverland, the 25th anniversary of Anywhere But Here, the 32nd anniversary of Absolutely Fabulous, the 4th anniversary of the PS5 and Astro's Playroom, and the 35th anniversary of Emerald Dragon on NEC PC 88.
I remember whenever I pre-ordered the PS5 and you said in the chat, Jay is the last person I expected from us to be able to pre-order a new console the day of.
Yeah. And then you got it, and you were like one of like 3 people who didn't get their PS5 scalped.
Yep. Thank you, Best Buy.
November 13th was the 15th anniversary of 2012, the 15th anniversary of The Fantastic Mr. Fox, and the 10th anniversary of Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. November 14th was the 10th anniversary of Dumb and Dumber 2 and the 35th anniversary of Steel Magnolias. November 15th was the 5th anniversary of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and the 5th anniversary of Pokemon Sword and Shield, as well as the 15th anniversary of New Super Mario Bros. Wii, the 20th anniversary of Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, and the 30th anniversary of Warcraft Orc and Humans. November 16th was the 40th anniversary of Nightmare on Elm Street, the 20th anniversary of Alexander, the 20th anniversary of House MD, the 30th anniversary of Gex, the 25th anniversary of Toy Story 2 Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue, the 20th anniversary of Baton Kaitos, Eternal Wings and the Lost Ocean, the 20th anniversary of Call of Duty Finest Hour, the 20th anniversary of Half-Life 2, and the 15th anniversary of Left 4 Dead 2.
Nice.
That's my anniversaries for this week.
I got a couple birthdays this week. On Sunday, November 10th, we got the 56th birthday of comedian and 30 Rock and the Last OG star Tracy Morgan. We got the 30th birthday of Zoe Deutsch from Zombieland Double Tap and Set It Up. And the 35th birthday of Taron Egerton from Kingsman, Sing, and Blackbird. Monday, November 11th, saw the 50th birthday. Let me start that over. I'm trying to steal your category. Monday, November 11th, saw the 50th birthday of Leonardo DiCaprio from Titanic, Inception, and Revenant. The 62nd birthday of Striptease, Ghost, and the Substance star Demi Moore. And the 65th birthday of Stanley Tucci from The Hunger Games, Easy A, and The Devil Wears Prada. Have you seen Easy A?
No.
My favorite scene of that he's ever done in anything is from Easy A, where like they're the parents to Emma Stone and they like adopted a black kid, and he goes, Emma Stone's like, the kid looks at Emma Stone, his sister, and he's like, I like your pants, and she's like, yeah, you can inherit them when I'm older, or when you're older, maybe you can fit into them, and he's like, yeah, and I guess he brings up, he's like, yeah, I guess I'm just passed down. And then he brings up that he's adopted. And Stanley Tucci just slams Captain and goes, what? No! God, who told you? Very clearly a white family with a little kid. Oh, that's my favorite scene he's ever done. I love Stanley Tucci.
My mom listens to and like watched. It was like he wrote a book about cooking.
And he has a show.
And he had a show about it, and she watched the show and listened to the audiobook. And it was like one of those things where I only caught bits and pieces of it, but so good.
If anyone hates Stanley Tucci, I genuinely want to know what happened to them in their life.
Hearing him talk about Italian food.
Oh, I bet that sounds so good.
It's just like, I want to hear this man he could just let him do audiobooks of all my cookbooks.
Can he just lure me to sleep? Can he play like Rumpelstiltskin? And just lure me to... Is that what Rumpelstiltskin does?
No. He makes deals with people. Oh, no. And spins gold threads.
I'm thinking of the Harpies.
Stanley Tucci
No,
is
not even harpies, sirens.
Stanley Tucci is a siren. Well, harpies, there are some
There are
versions of harpies that do that.
Good.
But then I just imagine bird person Stanley Tucci singing, and then Jay's like falls off a cliff. It was just the way he talked about the pasta. It was just... Anyway.
Stanley asked me a question. He's like, right? As if like I'm agreeing with him. I'm like, oh, turn right. I slam right into an oncoming semi. I will follow Stanley Tucci. Thursday, November 12th, you had the 45th birthday of Ryan Gosling. Need I say anything he's in? Yes, I will. The Notebook, The Nice Guys, and Barbie. The 42nd birthday of Anne Hathaway, also from Devil Wears Prada, and The Princess Diaries and Les Mis. The 81st birthday of Wallace Shawn from The Princess Bride and the Toy Story franchise. On Wednesday, November 13th, we got the 57th birthday of Steve Zahn from the Diary of a Wimpy Kid films, Daddy Daycare, and War for the Planet of the Apes. The 69th birthday of Whoopi Goldberg, Ghost and Sister Act star turned The View co-host. And 55th birthday of Gerard Butler, Olympus Has Fallen, 300, and How to Train Your Dragon star. Thursday, November 14th, I knew one of these because I did a project on him when I was in 6th grade. Josh Duhamel, Transformers and Shotgun Wedding star, turned 52, and Patrick Warburton turned 60 from Emperor's New Groove, Family Guy, and Rules of Engagement. It's also my 24th birthday.
Yes.
Friday, November 15th, saw the 33rd birthday of Shailene Woodley from Divergent and The Fault in Our Stars. And Saturday, November 16th, saw the 31st birthday of comedian and the King of Staten Island and Bodies star Pete Davidson, and the 47th birthday of Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Some anime news this week. Shisui Meikyu and Tef's light novel series Backstabbed in a Backwater Dungeon will be adapted into an anime series.
Sorry, I love that title.
Backstabbed in a Backwater Dungeon.
Yes.
Backwater gets used a few times where I'm like, yeah, that's... I think there's one that's called like the high level kid from the lower dungeon boonies. Anyway, when Light is kicked out of the Concord of the Tribes, his former comrades instantly turn on him. Light escapes this diabolical act of betrayal by the skin of his teeth, only to find himself in the deepest part of the Abyss, the most dangerous dungeon in the realm. To avoid being eaten by carnivorous monsters, he uses the unlimited gacha, his sole magical skill, where he previously only procured junk items. This time, Mei, a gorgeous level 9,999 fighter in a maid outfit, springs forth. Fast forward 3 years, and Light has carved out his own kingdom in this backwater dungeon, summoning more beautiful level 9,999 warriors who swear absolute loyalty to him. Now a powerful level 9,999 overlord himself, Light plans to ascend to the surface to take revenge on his betrayers one by one. The full title of this anime is Backstabbed in a Backwater Dungeon. My trusted companions tried to kill me, but thanks to the gift of an unlimited gacha, I got level 9,999 friends, and I'm out for revenge on my former party members and the world.
What was that thing you said a couple of weeks ago where you're like, well, do we even need to mention the synopsis anymore? Just list off the title and call it good.
Exactly. I was like...
Jeez.
Yeah. The Moon on a Rainy Night will be receiving an anime adaptation. Taishi Tsutsui, creator of We Never Learn Bakubin, has a new manga series premiering November 17th titled Sidcraft, Love is a Mystery. Sidcraft, Love is a Mystery. Sidcraft is a great detective who yearns for a romance, but the only thing he seems to attract are mysterious cases. Jay is a detective.
It's true. It's true. I'm trying to live my life and cases go to me. I just want to run to the laundromat.
Now I want to make Columbo with Jay.
Yes. But instead of like actually knowing, I unintentionally come in.
You just keep asking questions. You're just like, oh, hey.
Because I'm being annoying. It's just nonstop like a 5-year-old. Why?
All right, I get it.
You did? That's my catchphrase. I'll say it every single one.
Stay tuned for Son of Columbo coming. Upcoming anime Ubel Blatt premieres January 10th. Upcoming isekai anime The Daily Life of a Middle-Aged Online Shopper in Another World will premiere January 2025. Kenichi, a single man who's almost 40, is suddenly transferred to another world. As he navigates his way through the dangerous forests of that world, he realizes that he can use a huge online shopping site. Kenichi aims to use his cheat ability to live a slow life in another world. Mashin Sozoden Wataru premieres January 12th, 2025. The anime adaptation of upcoming video game Pharmagia premieres January 10th, 2025. A sequel anime to Sakuna of Rice and Ruin has been announced. Tatsuro Suga's rom-com anime The Catcher in the Ballpark has announced an anime adaptation to premiere in 2025. One day at a baseball stadium, a Gyaru selling beer approaches, but she's actually a super innocent and kind-hearted girl. This setting is a pro-league baseball stadium. Many people gather there every day to work and laugh together, and human drama is born there. It's almost like a town, so why not become a, quote, resident of that town? A romantic comedy full of laughs and tears dedicated to those involved in professional baseball.
Imagine if that was the title. You get periods throughout your title now.
From bureaucrat to villainous, Dad's Been Reincarnated has set a premiere date of January 9th, 2025. Jay, do you want to know what it's about?
Hold on. Can you read the title again?
From bureaucrat to villainous, Dad has been reincarnated.
I'm gonna say the dad is a bureaucrat and he's reincarnated as villainous. Is that what it's about?
Well, yeah, but there's specifics to it where this 53-year-old man dies and finds himself reborn in another world as a princess of a kingdom.
It's not important they didn't throw in the title.
And uses his knowledge as a bureaucrat from his previous life to...
What? What is this? What is with these titles? I'm losing it.
Jay, at this point, I think I've given up on getting you to watch anime. I'll just give you the play-by-play and then get your reaction.
You just give me the title and I'll know what's happening. Hold on. What are the episode titles like?
It depends on the show.
Are they just as long?
Sometimes, and then some shows are like or
3,
named
4
like
words.
other shows
Yeah.
named them, I should say.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, this
Little
is,
snippets.
little snippets. And then there's some episodes where it's like, Grand Fight Revival, Luffy versus the Dragon King, And so then there's the title screen where Luffy will read out that title before the episode starts. After you get 6 minutes of recap of the previous episode, or previous 12 episodes. Sakamoto Days premieres January 11th, 2025. That one is about a retired gangster.
So you couldn't tell me that because this is about the shortest anime title I've ever heard.
There's one called Erased that I've talked about several times.
I'm sorry.
There's also probably one called something like You or something. Anyway.
That's Joe Goldberg.
No, Why You?
I thought you said
Like the name You.
Oh my goodness.
I left my A-rank party to help my students reach the dungeon depths will premiere January 11th. Do I need to read the description of that one, Jay?
Continue.
Good, I didn't write it down.
I'm defeated. But I gathered it. I gathered what it's from. I'm losing my mind.
Here's another one you'll never guess what it's about. I have a crush on...
You gotta get this in. No, I'm genuinely intrigued because I heard the words you said, but I want to hear the rest of it.
Here's one you'll never get the synopsis of, Jay. I have a crush at work premieres January 6, 2025.
Oh, no. Okay, I thought you said I have a crush on.
And finally, Oblivion Battery Season 2 has been announced.
Oh, my goodness. I got a ton of comic book news.
I guess I should say, because I mentioned it in last week's episode, but I didn't get to because the episode never came out. I am no longer doing comics news unless something very specific pops up. So
yeah. On the DC side of things, for the 12th week in a row, the Penguin shows up with the season finale aired. I know I'm beating a dead horse, but it is so good. No, the finale is like, if this show doesn't sweep the Emmy nominations and at least get a win for Kristen Melody, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. And I don't watch like a lot of as much TV as I would like to, but like I haven't heard or seen much performance-wise in like the news other than as much as I have seen Kristen Melody. Matt Reeves said they're having early talks about a potential season 2. There was a new poster released. And we got a behind-the-scenes picture of Colin Farrell and Ryder Allen as Oscob. In the Batman Part 2, Colin Farrell says he has 5 or 6 scenes in the film, and Matt Reeves says Bruce Wayne will be finding it, quote, very hard to be Batman, saying, quote, Batman's out there trying to grapple with the aftermath of everything that happened, which to some degree he blames himself for. And early news on Batman Part 3, Colin Farrell reveals that he is attached to star in the 3rd film.
So I can't remember who we're thinking the villain of part 2 is.
Maybe Mr. Freeze.
Maybe because I could see a good way to tie into his like inner struggle is if Mr. Freeze's like wife was like something happened in the aftermath of the Riddler flooding where like maybe like it short circuited the machines keeping her alive or something.
Yeah.
So Mr. Freeze is like, this is all your fault, Batman. And then,
Yeah.
like that would be a great way to write that.
And halfway through season the Penguin, it like there's like a little bit of a time jump and it's like winter now.
Yeah.
Like it's snowy outside.
So
we knew it was gonna take place in winter, but
yeah.
And then maybe, this isn't a spoiler, but maybe the Court of Owls. For Superman, second week in a row, James Gunn indicates that the first trailer is now ready, saying, quote, "It's on my hard drive." And in the HBO upcoming shows teaser, we got a new look at Creature Commandos, as well as the first look at Peacemaker Season 2, giving us our first look at Frank Grillo as Rick Flag Sr. in live action. First look at John Cena's return as Peacemaker, and it will release on August 2025 on Max. On the Marvel side of things, What If Season 3 for the second week in a row, we got our first trailer release. First look at Storm wielding Mjolnir. First look at Oscar Isaac as Moon Knight. And our first look at Kate Bishop, Shang-Chi, Ironheart, Agatha, and Arishem. Captain America Brave New World, we got our new look at Anthony Mackie as Captain America. Deadpool and Wolverine, released on Disney Plus on November 12th. Ryan Reynolds shared a new deleted scene, and when asked about the chances of a sequel, he said, quote, "I have 4 kids. I wouldn't mind introducing myself to them at some point first." I love him so much. Did you see the teaser they dropped with him and Blind Al?
Yes.
With a Dead or Wolverine popcorn bucket?
Yeah.
And he goes, "Welcome to Disney Plus." Then the Fantastic Four First Steps for the second week in a row. Joseph Quinn says filming wraps in 2 weeks, and they released the official synopsis for it. Set against the vibrant backdrop of a 1960s-inspired retro-futuristic world, forced to balance their roles as heroes with the strength of their family bond, the Fantastic Four must defend Earth from a ravenous space god called Galactus and his enigmatic herald Silver Surfer. And if Galactus's plans to devour the entire planet and everyone on it weren't bad enough, it suddenly gets very personal. For the 5th week in a row, Venom: The Last Dance shows up. It passed $400 million worldwide. Craven the Hunter, for the second week in a row, released a first behind-the-scenes teaser. For the second week in a row, we got new looks at Ironheart, which featured a new look at Dominique Thorne and Anthony Ramos. All these next upcoming ones are for the second week. Daredevil Born Again, new look at Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock. Daredevil, new look at Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk together. And Marvel TV head Brad Winderbaum says he could see the show going on for multiple seasons, and there are already plans for Daredevil in the MCU outside of his series, which obviously has shown up. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, we got a new look. Marvel's Zombies, the main cast was revealed. Iman Vellani, David Harbour, Simu Liu, Elizabeth Olsen, Randall Park, Florence Pugh, Haley Steinfeld, Dominique Thorne, and Todd Williams. Wonder Man, we got new stills. And Eyes of Wakanda, Cress Williams will reportedly star as the Lion. All those for a second week in a row. And Marvel TV head Brad Winderbaum confirms there is a future plan for John Bernthal's The Punisher in the MCU. In celebrity deaths this week, we only had the 4 from last week. We had Alan Rachins, 82, from LA Law and Dharma and Greg star. Chauncey Glover, he was 39, Emmy-winning LA reporter. Quincy Jones was 91, he was Michael Jackson producer and legendary music and TV pioneer. And Tony Todd was 69, Candyman star and voice of Venom in Spider-Man 2, the video game. For my sources this week, I had Deadline, Movie Insider, Entertainment Weekly, Famous Birthdays, THR, GQ, BBC, Today, Variety, The Pat McAfee Show, Hollywood Reporter, Vanity Fair, Independent, Gaiety, Empire, Digital Spy, Collider, Puck, Extra TV, TV Line, The Times, and of course, Discussing Film.
Want to thank my sources for this week: Crunchyroll, IGN, Nintendo Life, Discussing Film, and official sites and socials of the games and anime mentioned this week. Now, I'm going to try for a third time, Jay, to play
Oh no!
Try Not to Laugh Trivial Pursuit. So, just to explain, we are ripping off Smosh, who was ripping off someone else. I can't remember who.
Yeah.
We're doing a condensed version of that because we don't have time to play an actual game of Trivial Pursuit, So what it is we have the Trivial Pursuit questions, and instead of the other person giving actual answers, they will try to make the person asking questions laugh. For every time the person asking questions laugh, the person answering will get a point.
Yes.
Whoever has the most points out of 18 questions asked over 3 rounds will win the game. That is how we are playing it because, once again, we don't have time for a full game of Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah.
So we will do that. Jay, why don't you go first?
Me go first?
Yeah.
All right. What flag is yellow and white and features 2 crossed gold keys that were mentioned in the New Testament?
Grouchlands?
Which actor whose father was a janitor at Harvard wrote a screenplay about a gifted janitor at MIT?
Bob Barker.
Dadgummit. Who was it?
I'll count that.
Ben Affleck.
Huh.
The ancient drink pulque originated in which country?
Your mom's house.
How dare you? How dare you? Which African nation is home to Precious Ramatswe, owner of the #1 ladies detective agency in Alexander McCall Smith's series?
You expect me to know that?
No. I don't even remember half the things I said.
I thought
Botswana.
Being hostile would make what if I just reversed? You expect me to know that?
Expect me? How dare you?
Okay.
Which of the Beatles secretly recorded a high-pitched whistle in the song A Day in the Life so his Shetland sheepdog could hear it?
Yoko Ono.
Dadgummit. On which side of his face does Mike Tyson sport a tribal tattoo?
The bottom.
I hate this. No.
I can't believe that made you laugh.
I know.
So I got 3. I got 3 points out of that.
The answer was left.
Oh, okay. Which bird features on Ecuador's flag?
Me? Naked. Dadgummit.
Which late night talk show host was voted most likely to replace David Letterman in his school days?
Elmo on the Not So Late Show with Elmo when Max dropped.
Jimmy Fallon. Nice callback, though.
I got you. I never watched it.
Which of these household appliances was invented first? The dishwasher, electric vacuum cleaner, or microwave oven?
False is actually the handheld whisk. Dadgummit, I see your lip quivering.
Which magazine shares its name with a novel by William Thackeray?
I'm sorry, I breathed. I inhaled deeply whenever you said that. I apologize. The answer's Playboy Centerfold.
I don't know if it's because you yelled it or if it's because it's actually funny. Which famous astrophysicist warned that full artificial intelligence would spell the end of the human race?
My butt. On day number 2 of grape juice.
Very smart of your butt to figure
When
that
it talks,
out.
it I don't know. Continue.
Professional football and soccer both field the same number of players. True or false?
My name's Jeff. No! I almost had you there.
You almost had me there. It is true. They both have 11 players. Alrighty. Right now we're staying at me 3 to Jay's 1.
Let the record show that everything he says is funny, but I'm in the competitive spirit right now.
Same.
Which single U.S. state grows coffee commercially?
Pakistan. It's spelled CK. It's not like the country. It's the...
You almost had me with the CK. Fans of which long-running reality TV show voted Boston Rob Mariano its all-time greatest contestant?
Dancing with the Stars.
Survivor.
I thought it was... You know what? I really thought it was Naked and Afraid, and I just...
That doesn't count.
It doesn't count, no.
But it was good. When President Nixon resigned in 1974, he was replaced by whom?
Jennifer Coolidge.
Oh, wow. There's a tape under the desk. In what novel does the character Amy Dunn disappear on her wedding anniversary?
What to expect when you're expecting.
I hate that I laughed at that.
That's the first time you've laughed at something, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is the popular term for the sphenopalatine ganglioneuralgia, head pain caused by ingesting cold food or drinks too quickly?
Anti-establishment
I almost said,
sea anemone.
I hate that I laughed at that. I almost said dysentery to finish your thing. Anti-establishment dysentery. Sriracha hot sauce features which animal in its logo? The Chinese zodiac sign of its creator, David Tran.
Hayden?
No, rooster.
Ah. I was going with the Jackbox party pack rule of if you say Hayden, it immediately gets you the win.
Does it really?
Yeah. Unless you are Hayden. Which colossal rotunda of which Roman temple is the largest unreinforced concrete dome in the world?
My colon.
I knew I was doomed when I read the word rotunda.
Got a point there, boys.
Which Epcot ride featured a 3D sci-fi musical that stars Michael Jackson as the lead?
Irritable Bowel Syndrome, the musical. Ironically, songs written by Prince.
Sensing a theme here. Which U.S. president popularized the terms bully bullpit, the square deal, and lunatic fringe?
What did you say about my mother?
Which sci-fi saga is retold in Shakespearean style in Ian Docher's novel subtitled Verily A New Hope?
Star Wars. Episode 4.
That is correct.
Are you serious?
Yeah. According to The Buzz at the time, what date in 2012 did the Mayans predict would see the end of the world?
The last time I pooped.
The 16 feathers on a...
I don't even know what you're going to say. Continue. I don't know why.
The 16... You might automatically get the point for this.
No.
The 16 feathers on a shuttlecock are taken only from the left wing of a goose, true or false?
True.
Jay, because I could not get through that question, I'm automatically giving you a point. Because I'm immature and I can't say shuttlecock.
Oh, is it the last one?
Yep, last card for me to get points.
Which city is the farthest north? Istanbul, Hong Kong, New York City, or Rome?
Santa's Village.
In which movie did Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy team up as Special Agent Ashburn and Detective Mullins?
Freddy Got Fingered.
Nope.
That's an actual movie. I could say the name of that. That's an actual movie.
I've seen that.
Yeah. I don't think you've seen it.
Oh, was it not? I remember seeing.
You may have seen it. I don't know.
Well, we used to. One of our
You might have
neighbors
watched it
when we
with
were
Trey.
kids had me come over when I was like.
There was Drop Dead Fred.
No, it was London where like this, like our invisible friend or something. His name.
Yeah, that's
started with
Drop
an F.
Dead Fred.
Drop Dead Fred. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking.
No, Freddy Got Fingered is a very, very, very inappropriate comedy movie. I mean, listen to the title. But yeah. Anyway.
All right.
Didn't get me the point, so it doesn't matter.
Who ruled as king of Albania from 1928 to 1939? There's options here. Zig, Zog, or Zug.
Zag.
I knew you were going to say that. A sculpture by Dale Chihuly is made from which medium?
Ground beef. The sweatiest of the ground meats.
Glass. Which electronics behemoth gifted 12,500 glossy special edition smartphones to all Rio 2016 Olympians?
B. Arthur.
In which car game do players try to, quote, shoot the moon?
Despicable Me.
Okay.
Man, I didn't get a single point that round.
It was hard.
Jay might actually...
B. Arthur almost got...
Which NYC neighborhood is home to the Apollo Theater and the namesake of the river that separates the Bronx from Manhattan?
When I try to aim in the toilet bowl at 2 a.m. and miss. Not from P.
Which American
Harlem.
singer star...
Sorry. I just threw out one random New York thing.
That is correct. Harlem is correct. Which American singer-songwriter co-wrote Grammy-winning song Dance With My Father with Luther Vandross?
Also Harlem.
Richard Marx. During which war was Valley Forge a winter military encampment?
The war that I fought with my inner self when I thought, can I make it 60 miles without having to poop right now? Or can I make it to the next Casey's that is 12 minutes away?
Jay, do you need to... You talk about your colon a lot today.
No.
Okay. Operating in the name of performance art, which short-lived coffee shop put dumb in front of the names of all its menu items?
Pop-up that Martha Stewart did in 2008?
Dumb Starbucks.
I was going to say Dunkin' Donuts. What? That
That would have made me laugh.
Dang it!
What does the acronym GPS stand for?
Girl...
Okay, then what's the S?
Squatch.
Girl Squatch. Okay. Which Latin dance style is also the name of a group of rattlesnakes?
Marimba!
It's when you yell. It's when you yell them. Did we end it in a tie? Oh, okay. We each grab one more card, and we'll do one question each.
One question each?
Yep.
So it's kind of like if you laugh, then I have to laugh.
Yeah, until someone doesn't laugh.
Okay.
In the film Superbad, McLovin produces a fake driver's license from which state in an attempt to buy booze?
My Loco Pinocchio!
Does that count because it was so delayed?
I don't know. It's a sketch from when Drake hosted SNL like 5 years ago or 6 years ago.
Let's say it doesn't because it was so delayed.
Okay. Which electronic musical instrument emits the eeriest of sounds and is the only instrument played without touching it?
The scoot and booch.
I had a little bubble pop in my cheek.
You scoot and you booch it.
I could have laughed at that. You know, I got a point. You scoot it, you booch it.
Who replaced John Boehner as Speaker of the House?
Boner. Which U.S. president appears on the front of the $2 bill?
The second one. What's the English translation for the Latin phrase carpe diem?
Poop in my back.
Gross.
Why am I so fixated on poop?
I don't know.
Which legendary comic book writer and graphic novelist gave us Watchmen and V for Vendetta?
Dave Pilkey, creator of Captain Underpants.
Close. But no cigar.
The scene where George asked
to poop on his back?
No, the Dr. Manhattan to vaporize him was just...
It was like, no!
Where in the human body would one find the bones informally known as the hammer and anvil?
The interior of my belly button? What sea creature has 3 hearts and 9 brains?
Your Uncle Lenny.
This is hard because I feel like we're both trying so hard not to laugh.
We are. Which U.S. women's soccer player scored the game-winning goal and penalty kicks in the 1999 World Cup final?
17th President Millard S. Fillmore.
Brandy Chastain.
I don't know who that is. Which animal's intestines are used to make pricey, high-performance strings for modern tennis rackets?
Under there.
Ooh, that almost got me.
Which city became the first to dye its river green on St. Paddy's Day, in tradition that dates back to 1962?
Cleveland?
Chicago.
Oh, I thought Boston was the actual answer. The first and only mayor of Sunol, California was which kind of animal?
Rocco the Rock, that scum. Which Weird Al Yankovic tune, a parody of the rap lyric Riding Dirty, ranked 9 in the Billboard Top 100 in 2006?
The Drive-Thru Song. Taylor Swift became the youngest person to win a Grammy for Album of the Year for which album?
Buttered and Breaded.
Oh. That's the hardest one yet.
Larry David appeared on Saturday Night Live as which presidential candidate?
Buttered and Breaded.
That's not fair. You can't steal my joke.
Yes, I can. You laughed.
And it broke the tie, too. Okay.
But now you get a chance to... Don't you?
No. It was whoever broke the tie. It was first laugh broke the tie.
Oh, I thought... Okay. I stole your joke.
Buttered and Breaded.
Call me Hayden. Love you, Hayden.
Alrighty. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all those interactive things.
Thank you for listening to this week again as we lost our minds again in the anime section.
Be sure to follow the podcast on most social medias at Mondays for Nerds. Follow me, Tristan Stump, at Sir Stumps a lot, or Sir Stumpslot 17 on most social medias.
And follow me on most at Poe the Panda 001.
Yeah, you recently started a Blue Sky.
I did.
After I urged you to. So, yeah.
I need to come up with another animal thing.
You do. You could repost some of the ones from Twitter,
I
honestly,
could.
Because on that note, we will see you guys next week.
Hey, goodbye.
Bye. Butter breaded.
Butter breaded.